Welcome to First Impressions Quickfire Part 2. Good morning, afternoon, evening or night time, wherever and whenever you may be watching this video. If you haven't seen the first part of this video, I'll leave a link in the description, but in that I have a bag of random samples, most of which I've never heard of before, and I just give a really quick first impression in 30 seconds. With this video, I'm not going to give myself that 30-second time limit. It just puts a little bit too much pressure, just trying to get ideas out of thin air sort of thing. So it isn't going to have a time limit, but I will try and keep the video short and sweet, guys. So jumping straight into it, just like before, I'm not going to read the name of the fragrance, I'm not going to read the notes until after my first impression, so it is a genuine first impression. Okay, so picking one at random. Okay. That's really interesting. That's incredibly interesting. I've never smelled a fragrance like this before. It's fresh. It's definitely a fresh fragrance. But I couldn't imagine wearing this in warmer months. It's so odd. It just reminded me of something then. Okay, it's kind of piercing, but not in like a cheap perfume kind. You know, sometimes people say a fragrance, oh, that's piercing, that's getting into my nose because it smells like alcohol or it smells cheap and things like that. It doesn't smell cheap. It smells really well put together. But I've never smelled a fragrance like this. It's definitely a fresh fragrance. It's not a typical, there's an ingredient in here, it's like a main ingredient that I just haven't smelled in a fragrance before. I wouldn't call it tropical, but I wouldn't also call it aquatic. I have no idea. It's nice though, it's very pleasant, it's just very odd. Let's have a little read. Okay, so this is called Panorama and it's by Olfactive Studio. Olfactive Studio, when I think of that, the name that comes to head is Still Life in Rio. Maybe they did that, I believe they did. That's the first thing that comes to mind. So I have heard of Olfactive Studio, I think. The notes in this, bamboo shoots. So already we're charting into strange territory. I think the only other fragrance I own with bamboo is Panda by Zoologist. Bergamot, usual ingredient, fig tree leaves, okay, lemon, wasabi accord. Now that's probably where the interesting thing is coming in. I've never smelled wasabi in a fragrance. Wasabi, if you don't know, is like a Japanese paste that has kind of a hot mustard kind of smell going, like a green kind of smell going on to it, but it's like a hot paste that they put on, Japanese people put on sushi and things like that. It's quite tasty. Does it smell of that? Yeah, so I get, maybe it does smell a little bit of wasabi at the end. It doesn't smell hot though. So yeah, now knowing the notes that are in there, I guess it wouldn't fall in aquatic, and it wouldn't fall in tropical. It kind of falls in rainforest. Is that a genre? Second fragrance of the video, guys. Pulling a lot of funny faces in this video. Okay. By the way, this bag of fragrances, and I may have said it in the first video, is from bloomfragrances.co.uk. It could just be a UK thing, but they send like a discovery set, and I think there's been about 10 or 15 samples for about £20 of just random niche and indie fragrances. So definitely check that out. Again, it's interesting, like a lot of indie fragrances are. The face that I pulled at the start there, that, if I'm being totally honest, that was because I thought I could smell urine. If I'm being completely honest, maybe that's, let's be artistic about it. Let's say it smelled animalistic. But that initial sharp animalistic smell has quietened down. Gosh, No, it is still there a little bit. Okay, cold weather fragrance. Maybe coffee, maybe like a burnt coffee sort of thing going on somewhere in there. But also like an animalistic kind of, almost a BO kind of smell, which is, you know, in some videos I watch online, people say it smells a little bit like BO. I've never smelled a fragrance that I've thought that with, apart from this. I'm not a massive fan of this, as you can probably already tell. It's strong, just like the last one. It's quite strong. Coffee and animalistic, and I can't think right now what notes attribute to an animalistic scent. So let's just read through them, see if anything makes sense. Okay, so it is called Berlin in Winter fragrance. I got that, and it's by a company called Baruti. If that's how you pronounce it, Baruti. I'll try and leave it on the video, the name of the fragrance. Okay, so amber, cassis, coffee, isn't it? Frankincense, iris, lavender, leather, mastic, myrrh, plum, rose, and whiskey. Okay, so whiskey, yeah, I didn't pick it up immediately, but looking back on it now, it's a little bit boozy. I'm guessing that's sort of like, I would guess that the kind of urine-y animalistic thing could be cassis, which I believe is a berry of some description, like a small sharp berry. Mastic. What is mastic? The only thing I can think of with mastic is like mastic glue that people use on like houses and things. Is that right? No idea. Let me know in the comments. Mastic. Like coffee, cassis, lavender, not so much. Frankincense, I'll be honest, I haven't smelled frankincense in a fragrance before. Leather, yeah, possibly. But I get coffee and cassis. It's like a very dark, sharp berry kind of fragrance. Not for me. Only 2 left. Good. This is nice. Is it? Okay, I'll be right honest. Just like the urine fragrance, the very first thing I smelled was olives. And I know for a fact there's no olive. I love olives. Okay, I adore it. I could eat them by the bucketful. But in a fragrance, it's a bit weird. I'm still getting olive. I thought that was just perhaps a little trick of the mind. We're smelling like a urine. Maybe this has got salt in it. Kind of. This video isn't good so far. I'm basically saying that olives smell like urine and salt. They don't. They don't. I can still smell olives. And that's all I can get. That's all I can get from this fragrance right now is olives. Man, that's so odd. My nose is shot right now. I want to keep smelling it because I want to pick up other things. Because I know for a fact, I haven't read what notes are in this, but I am 99% sure that olives is not going to be a note in this fragrance. Maybe let's go for vanilla, okay? Maybe there's a touch of vanilla in the bottom there. I'm going to have to read about this one. Okay, so it is called Embers, and it is by the house Rouge Bunny Rouge. Okay, so the top notes are pink pepper, nutmeg, clove, and then in the heart you've got freesia, which I think is a flower, plant, jasmine, citrus, incense, and then in the base you've got styrax, Peru, balsam, maybe a tree, maybe a wood, and then sandalwood at the bottom. Sandalwood I occasionally get confused with vanilla. Maybe that's where I was going with vanilla. Styrax, I've heard it occasionally, but I wouldn't be able to say, that smells like styrax. Incense, yeah, a little bit. Pink pepper. Pink pepper. This is interesting. There is a UK chain of pizza restaurants called Pizza Express. And as a starter, you can get olives. And quite strangely, they serve them with whole pink peppercorns. That's very interesting. Well done, Nose. So maybe it was just pink pepper and it was just reminded, because pepper, especially when you get it as the whole peppercorn, is going to be a strong smell. So maybe it was just that. I can't remember the last time I had that at that restaurant, but pink pepper, yeah. Nutmeg and clove, maybe a little bit of clove. Don't get much nutmeg. Peru balsam. This video is going to be more of an informative thing for me. If anyone could leave a comment saying what half of these notes are, which I guess is what you get with indie fragrances. But yeah, it's not much to my liking. It's not terrible though. It's not Berlin in winter. And then the last one today, guys, you're just going to have to take my word for it that I haven't read what is on this. Trust me, I haven't. This smells nice. This smells a lot more pleasing and a lot more acceptable, like a lot more crowd pleasing, you know, not as avant-garde, if that's the right word. My nose is starting to itch from smelling all these fragrances. This is nice though. This is again quite a unique fragrance, even though it's more mass appealing. I can see this being more mass appealing. It's quite unique. I'm getting like a marzipan kind of vibe, like an almond. Maybe it's got almond. I'll be impressed with myself, you know. I'll give me a little old pat on the back if it's got almond in it. Yeah. Almond. It's kind of like a fresh warming scent, but not like anything I've smelled before. I could imagine wearing this all season, all year. It's nice. I can't really get past that marzipan almond kind of thing. So yeah, I would guess that almond is going to be in it. I've said that word now however many times. Maybe musk. Maybe some sort of berry as well. But I quite like this. This is the least strongest fragrance out of the four, without a doubt. But yeah, maybe cherry as well. Maybe that's the fruit that I'm getting. Let's have a read, guys. Okay, there's a lot of notes in this. This is by Carner, which I think Red Essence has mentioned in his videos. Maybe they make a fragrance called Elborn, potentially. This fragrance, however, is called Palo Santo. And the notes are, it's a big list of notes. Indian Davana, which could be a type of sugar, I believe. Davana sugar, maybe. Rum accord. And then we have warm milk. Oh gosh. Paraguayan guaiacum wood. That's actually Paraguayan guaiacum wood. Venezuelan tonka bean. Moroccan cedar wood. Vetiver from Haiti. Dominican Republic papyrus. Oh no. Aneuris. These notes are crazy. Oh, it's very nice though. I can't believe there's no almond in it. I guess that it's the tonka bean that's sort of like, and the warm milk. I guess maybe that's giving it that sort of edible marzipan kind of vibe. I don't know if you can read the notes on there, guys, but the spelling on some of these it's crazy. I do like this one though, guys. But yeah, the weakest. So it'll be curious to know the cost of these fragrances. I'll try and put that up on the video as well. That's been another quick video from Nose Candy Fragrance. I really appreciate you watching, guys. If you want to do all the regular YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Leave as many comments as you want in the section below. I love comments, I like reading through them. I like trying to learn stuff from them. I like responding to people. But yeah, feel free to like and share the video as well, guys. Hopefully see you soon. Goodbye.